Hi, good morning. This morning I'm here with Chef Stephen Crooks, who is a guest at the Fullerton for a huge event here in Singapore, visiting from Australia, and he just shared with me an absolutely fantastic story I would love for him to share with you guys. So if you don't mind, Chef, please share with our friends.
Thank you, Angelo. This is a story about my late father, Walter Royston Crooks, a great man who passed at 90 years of age. And as he said to our GP, our family GP, upon the news that cancer had returned to his body for the fourth time, he considered his options as were given to him, and he looked across at me in the surgery, and he said, "You know, son," he said, "I survived 5 years of active service in the Second World War." He said, "I have had two very beautiful women as my wives, obviously including your mother, my first wife." He said, "I have survived both of them." He said, "I have survived cancer 3 times.
Wow.
He said, "I actually believe I've now done enough, and therefore I think that we will just have fun now until my time of calling comes." My father was unquestionably the centre point of my life, Angela, and he gave me so much advice. And one of those pieces of advice which I have lived by was, in every day of your life, make sure that you always bring joy to at least one person.
That's beautiful.
Every single day. And during my career and my professional life, I have found at times I've had to do things which, albeit I found difficult, the dismissal of team members, at times when I knew their personal circumstances, I knew that they were family people, I knew that they were not living easily, but still my role required that I do this. And I would steel myself for these events because they deserved to be treated with dignity by me and respect. And I would think, well, I must make a point of bringing some joy to someone's life. And I must say sometimes I cheated, because the way I would bring that joy was having done some homework before dismissing this my poor soul. I would say to them, "Please, before you leave the building, come back to my office and see me." And when they had collected their things, they would come back to my office, and I would thank them again for their service. And then at that moment, I would offer them an envelope with a note inside, and I would say, "If you ring that person, they're looking to hire right now." So on the one hand, I feel that, I was perhaps taking something away from them, but on the other hand, I was hoping I brought a little joy to their life. And I think that this has been one of the few great teachings from my father, and one that certainly I have lived by.
And from all the stories you've told me so far, I can absolutely agree with that. The service you have for people is absolutely amazing. It goes very much in line with our theme of just be nice to people, just take care. We have this responsibility. We spoke a lot about responsibility, and what our human responsibility is not to do with intention, but to do it as a natural act or purpose of our responsibility. So thank you so much for that story. I hope that inspired you. We'll be hearing a lot more from Chef Stephen later on when the book comes out. But it's been my privilege and my honor to have met you and spent a couple of days with you. So thank you so much for visiting Singapore. On your next return, hopefully you'll have a lot more fans over here to greet you and have a chat with you.
Your attention's been humbling, Angelo. Thank you very much.
Bless you so much. Thank you, Stephen.